can you believe it? This time next week, the school is going to look and feel really different because finally we will all be back together as one big Alconbury family.
I can't wait. All of the children appearing at the window again, smiling and waving like they normally do. Lots of cheery hellos in the corridor. It'd just be like old times. I bet all the children are really excited to be back together again, especially if the sun's out and they can enjoy themselves outside as well. Can't wait.
You're right, I bet there are lots of really excited people, but don't forget, we're all different. So I expect there are some people who are feeling a bit worried and nervous about coming back. Even as a teacher, when we come back to school after a long holiday, it feels a bit scary, doesn't it? And kind of get anxious about things as well.
Do you know what? You're right, I do feel like that too. And I often find it quite hard to go to sleep the night before we all come back to school. It's sort of that sort of mixture of excitement and nerves all mixed up together.
I know a great story about worrying and how it can make you feel better and make things seem better. Let's share it with all of our children. In the story, we need one child called William. Ah, Mrs Watts, that can be you.
Okay, I'll be
and
William.
we need a wise auntie. Mrs Clitheroe, that
That'd
can
be
be you. The story is called William the Worrier. William was a worrier. He worried about things from the moment he woke up, all through the day. He worried so much that he gave himself a tummy ache and he couldn't eat properly. He worried right up until the time he went to bed. And then he worried about being alone in the dark, so he had to keep the light on. All of this made his parents worry about him. One day, his Auntie Ivy came to stay.
Hi, Auntie Ivy.
She was a wise old lady, and when she saw William, she could tell that something was troubling him.
Oh, William, are you okay? Look, William, I've bought you some of your favourite sweets. And they're very special sweets because they're going to be called worry sweets, and they're magic, and they're going to help you keep your worries away.
William thanked her and eagerly popped one into his mouth.
Now, William, what's worrying you?
Well, I get worried because I always seem to be late for school.
Oh dear. But your mum told me that's because you don't want to get up in the morning. So you always have to rush then. We must try and do something about that. I tell you what, why don't we get all of your things ready the night before so that everything's ready and so that when you get up in the morning, you're ready to go.
Okay. There's something else that's bothering me. When I get to school, I can't do all of my work because sometimes it's just too hard.
Oh, okay, William. Well, I think there's something we can do about that as well, because your teacher probably doesn't realise that your work's too hard. So if you let your teacher know that it is, then she can do something about it, can't she? And she can get rid of that worry for you.
Okay, so I suppose then I should tell her about it.
I
So
think
if I find it too hard, I promise I'll put my hand up and I'll tell her. Okay, thank you. Oh.
Is there something else?
Well, when I've done my work, even if I've managed to do it, then when we go out to play, there's this boy called Brian in the playground. He's sometimes a bit mean to me, and he won't let me play with the others, and he pushes me away. It makes me feel really sad and sometimes a bit cross too, so I'm worried that when I go back to school, that's going to happen again.
That's really tricky, isn't it? That's hard in the playground. But we'll have to do something about that as well so that you're not worrying about that when you go back to school. Do you cry when he pushes you away?
Sometimes.
Well, let's think about it. So when he's nasty next time, maybe don't cry. Maybe what you should do is actually, if he's not going to stop doing what he's doing, maybe you should go and find an adult on the playground and go and tell them about it.
Oh, it's going to involve me being quite brave and hard, but do you know what? Okay, so when he comes near me and he's not very kind and doesn't use kind words, I'll try. I'll go and find someone who's on the playground and tell them he's upsetting me.
William collected all the things he needed for school the night before, and the next morning he found it was much quicker to get ready. Auntie Ivy offered to take him to school.
Now, don't forget what I've told you, William. All of those things that we talked about that you could do for yourself, and I'll be here at the end of the day ready to pick you up, and hopefully have a really good day.
William's mother worried about him all day, but Auntie Ivy reassured her that he would be all right. When home time came, Auntie Ivy waited at the school gates. A happy-looking William greeted her.
I've had the best day. I've had a great first day back at school.
That's brilliant. What happened?
Well, I got all my things organised so I wasn't late for school. And then on the second lesson it was maths and it was a bit tricky, but I told my teacher I didn't understand my work and she helped me. And then I got most of it right. Not all of it, but most of it. And she was really kind to me. And it made my tummy ache go away, which then meant I was able to eat some dinner. So then I didn't feel so tired in the afternoon because I'd had some dinner. And then at lunchtime, when I had the playtime part of lunchtime, it was the hardest part of the day because Brian did come up to me, but I didn't get upset. I just thought, I'm not even going to go and tell an adult. I'm just going to go and find someone else to play with. And the funny thing was that then Brian saw me playing with somebody else and he liked the look of our game. So he said, can he come and play with us? So we all ended up playing together and he's going to play again with us tomorrow.
When they arrived home, William's mother was delighted by the change in him. He ate all his tea and he did all his homework straight away. Later on, when it was time for bed, he put everything away ready for the next day, and Auntie Ivy read him a story.
Right, time to go to sleep now. But first, let's say a little prayer. Lord, keep us safe this night, secure from all our fears. May angels guard us while we sleep, till morning light appears. Amen. How are you feeling now, William?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Auntie. And although I've eaten all those sweets that you gave me, that you said were like ones to stop worrying, I don't think those sweets were really magic at all, were they? Actually, I don't really think I need those worrisome sweets. You can still bring me some others if you like. But I think what really helped me to sort things out was, instead of worrying, I tried to sort things out and I talked to people about things. I think I've realised that worrying doesn't get things done and it doesn't really help. The most important thing I've learned is I need to share my worries, get them sorted out. Anyway, I don't want to be late tomorrow, ready for another day. So good night, see you in the morning, and feeling a bit brave actually, so please turn out the lights on your way out.
That's fantastic.
Auntie smiled. She realised that William was actually growing up. We can see from the story that we all have worries at different times and about different things, and that is okay. The most important thing is that we tell someone, just like William told Auntie Ivy, and she helped him, and he ended up having a wonderful day at school. So the important thing is talk to others.
We all really can't wait to all be back together again. And I know that next Sunday night, before I go to sleep, something my mum used to say is, also try and think about all the things that you're looking forward to.
I think we're all going to have a few butterflies in our stomachs, aren't we, before we come back to school?
It will be. It'll be great that we can play with our friends, have fun and learn together.
And hopefully it won't be too long before we can all be back together in the hall singing our favourite songs too.
Enjoy what will be the last few days of remote learning and seeing your friends on screen, and we can't wait to see you all next Monday.